My name is Vanessa Campos. I am a junior. I am an entrepreneurship major, and I am part of the ORU women's golf team. Ever since I was a little girl, I was super competitive. My dad would let me win at everything, but me being a naive little 5-year-old, I thought I won everything. And then when it came to golf, I realized my dad wasn't letting me win. And my dad would look at me and be like, "Sweetie, you're 5, I'm 45. You're never gonna outdrive me, you're never going to beat me." And because it was the only sport I couldn't beat him at, it just instantly I wanted to play. By the time I was 9, he put me in the first tee program. 2 years later, I ended up beating him when I was 11, and I shot a 111, he shot a 118, and ever since then I was hooked. I was like, as soon as I beat my dad, didn't matter what I shot, I'm going to play for the rest of my life. Going from high school to college was a huge part of my life. I was from the Rio Grande Valley, which is not a huge golfing community. It's not like the rest of Texas. It's very secluded, very Hispanic culture. We're right on the border. And because of that, I was unbeatable. It didn't matter if I got bullied growing up or if people would make fun of me at school. As soon as I got home, I had such an amazing household and an amazing family that instilled incredible foundations in me, and saying God has a greater purpose in your life, X, Y, and Z. But then all of a sudden, when I went to school in North Carolina, 24 hours away from home, all of a sudden my relationship with Christ wasn't through them. Now I had to learn what a relationship with Christ was on my own. I would definitely say a big misconception I had was if I didn't do X, Y, and Z, then I was a good Christian. Instead of, you're following Christ and you're surrendering every day to Him and you're doing the best you can to walk in a Christ-like image. In high school, or in college, I would see my teammates get just blackout wasted, and they would be involved in entanglements that I was like, God, here I am, I'm not drinking, I'm not participating, I'm in my room, I'm here, I'm listening to you, why are they still playing better? But then all of a sudden, I realized that I have sinned just as much as they have, maybe in a different light, but just because their walk is different doesn't mean it's any better or worse. A big part of my story at WCU was that I had some really harsh words said to my face by adults that just said, "You'll never make it in life. You should really quit your dream, maybe go to a community college because nobody will ever love you." And that hurt. I got in the car, cried my eyes out, and I said, "God, I don't know where you're taking me. I know you have me on a path, but this looks really dark right now." And for weeks, I didn't pick up a golf club. I just couldn't. And I knew I had to transfer schools to go play golf somewhere. So I had no idea where I would be going to school, if I was even going to be going to school after my freshman year. And I messaged ORU and they said, "We'd love to have you." Once I came to ORU, it just completely turned my whole world upside down in a positive light. All of this, finding my identity in Christ, it didn't happen without ORU. And I remember the first day I walked to class and somebody said, "Oh, I love your dress." And I was like, "You like my dress?" Was she being nice? And so many believers, not only in Christ, but just believers that there's so much more to life than what we ordinarily think. And once I got in that mindset and we're surrounded by a community of people like that, I felt like I was unleashed. I was unleashed, and all the ideas that were originally instilled in me by my parents, they all started coming back. God just put so many people in my path that just led me further and further to Christ. It's not the happiness that bonds us at ORU, it's our brokenness. When we realize that we're all sinners and we're all broken in some parts, some way, shape, or form, that's what truly bonds us through that vulnerability and humility. And I just thank Him in advance for all of the goals and visions I'd like to one day have, and winning tournament after tournament, being the number 1 on my team, and ultimately becoming one of the greatest golfers in the world. However, I want all of these things to happen in your will. If they're not in your will, then I can let go of them. Because at the end of the day, I know when I diligently, dirtily, and humbly work for His honor and glory, He will open up doors so much greater than I could ever imagine. My Instagram was always Vanessa Ladis Golf, and then now I'm proud to say it's Vanessa Ladis C, because my name is Vanessa Ladis Campos, and I am a child of God.